everyone, my name is Haley and welcome to the first episode of, well, I'm not exactly sure what this is. This is going to be an adventure map building series. Not sure exactly what I'm going to be calling it yet, or what I'm going to be calling the map yet, but well, let me just explain what's going on. So I've wanted to do a kind of adventure map type thing for a while, and I've also really wanted to do some sort of village building. I've been inspired by games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, and games like that that are kind of about towns and villages and sort of the whole community aspect, and also like quests and stuff being done. So I have kind of two plans for this series or this world, and one of them is to film while I'm creating the world itself, and then another one is to film like me playing through the map, like on my perspective. So I might do like two seasons, and like season one would be the building, the behind the scenes of it all, and then season two would be me actually like playing the game. So kind of the basic idea for this is that this is like a village that's a little bit run down or starting to fall apart or lose members of the village, and so you are there to kind of help put the village back together and fix everything up. So, and it's also, but there's also stuff that's already here just for the player's convenience, and kind of like a main center of the town that's still thriving, and there's some buildings like off on different islands, but for the most part everything's a little bit run down. So let me kind of give a tour of what I've done so far. So if I open my mini map here we go. This is kind of what I have done so far. Let me kind of go in chronological order of what I did first. So actually this island here in the middle that I'm currently hovering over used to be an actual cherry blossom part of this actual world that I started to modify. Let me go over there and show you. So we've got this here. This is kind of my starting base, and I was going to just have this island down here, this one here, and this little one over to this side. And then I didn't really like how close it was to other areas of land. It felt very cramped to me, and I felt like there wasn't going to be enough space to do everything I wanted to do. So I kind of like copied and pasted it with the world edit mod and into this area. So now this part is pretty much the same. I like smoothed out the landscape and everything. This beach is pretty much the same as well, but again, like smoothed everything out, fixed it up a little bit. And then everything else is pretty much completely different. So I've got some waypoints here that are kind of will explain a little bit about what everything is. So this Cherry Blossom Grove Island is kind of the main town center, and then this bit that's elevated in the middle is going to be the part that's still kind of alive and thriving, and that people are actually still living and working in. And then everything else around here could be land for like possible new houses for villages or for villagers and stuff like that. So what I've done so far in this center area is there's a town square, a town hall, a bank, a hotel, and then I've started to make a little bit of like a workshop area. And then also I have a train system that runs through to each of the islands. I haven't finished it yet, but it's in the works. So let me go ahead, well, let me finish explaining this, and then I'll give you a full tour of everything that I just listed off on this island. The second island that I created was this beach one, which was partially brought over from the other part of the world. So this is going to be kind of like a residential beach area where there will be like different types of tropical fruits or tropical trees. and some like different kind of people living here. Basically, this island is mainly just going to be more housing options, maybe like a few little shops or resorts or that kind of thing, like vacation homes. But for the most part, this is just going to be just another part of like the residential area. The next island I created was this mountains island over here, which I think I'm going to modify and make the mountains a bit taller because right now they're a little short. But this island is going to have kind of a magical theme to it, where there's going to be, up in the mountains, there's going to be a wizard's tower, which is going to kind of be a ThoughtCraft thing, and then a witchery hut, which is going to be a witchery thing. So in this game, there are a bunch of different mods, and kind of the goal of this game is to have a story aspect along with just regular modded survival. So you can have the quests and have the adventures and all that kind of stuff and have the village building, but also work on just different mods and things in the pack, I guess. So that's why, like, the Wizard's Tower will have, like, an NPC who kind of helps you out with ThoughtCraft, and then the Witchery Hut will have an NPC that helps you out with Witchery. So it's not just going to be, like, a normal town. It's going to be kind of centered around magic and fairies and that kind of thing. So that's kind of all that I have planned for this island right now, and then there will be, like, some houses and stuff along here as well. Then the next one I did was this player island, because I figured, yes, we're going to have areas for like ThoughtCraft up in the Wizard's Tower and Witchery in the Witchery Hut and Botania and Forestry and Ars Magica, but the player, whoever's playing this world or this adventure map, I guess, is probably going to want to have their own space to do their own ThoughtCraft, Witchery, Botania, etc. stuff, because the Wizard's Tower is not going to be big enough for all of the things that you can do in ThoughtCraft, just like the Botania Garden's probably not going to be big enough for everything you can do in Botania. So I kind of decided it'd be a good idea to have like a little island off to the side that the player could kind of create and do things like their own. And also the player island is a mushroom island biome. Just instead of mycelium, it's grass. So that means that monsters won't spawn there, so it's kind of like a safe zone. So like your base can be kind of safe and protected from monsters, whereas the rest of the town is at will of like things spawning, and so you kind of have to be careful when you're building to make sure everything's lit up properly. But on your own base, you can kind of have that safe haven to escape to when you need to. And then the last island that I did, and I think the last island that I will do in this world, is the farming island, because I decided this probably wasn't going to be enough space for stuff like a Pam's Harvest Craft garden, because there's like 70 different crops in that, and then a bunch of different saplings, and you probably are going to want spots for animals, like Mo Creatures animals and vanilla animals. So I kind of figured the farming island might be good for that, and I might move the forestry like greenhouse to there too, since we already have the Ars Magica and Botania on this island, but I haven't started any of those yet, so we'll see what happens in the future. So let me kind of give you a bit of a tour. This is the town square, and I was originally going to do something in this center, but I kind of figured it would be a good quest for someone to do to make their own town center based on what they want their town to be like. So if they want their town to be very natural, they could do a giant tree, or if they want like a water or like mermaid themed, they could do something that has to do with water. It kind of is up to the player what goes in this center, which I think would be a good way for people to do customization. And then let's see, the next thing I think I worked on was the town hall. So let me go over this way to the town hall, which is over here. So this is where the mayor will live. You are not going to be the mayor, or the player is not going to be the mayor. They're just going to be like a builder who helps out. And I'm going to have kind of like a storyline or a backstory as to why you're here and that kind of thing, but I haven't really gotten to that part quite yet. So, oh, and these doors are meant to be closed because there is an element in this game is that you're going to have to find or unlock kind of codes. So like this is a coded door, which means that like the mayor, after completing a few quests, will give you the code, which allows you to enter their home, because then it'll kind of be like, well, we're good enough friends now, I trust you to do that. So the town hall is nothing too fancy. It's just, there's some seating out here, and then the town hall desk, which this is filled with books, and these bookshelves are filled with book and quills. So like as you move people into the town, you can kind of fill out like a book about them. So like their interests or their family members or things like that. It kind of will just help you to keep track of everybody in the town. So then as you unlock the mayor's quests, you're allowed to enter his or her house. And so I kind of decorated it and stuff already. There's this little entryway with just kind of normal entryway things like a key ring and a hat rack. And then you go upstairs. This is the kitchen, and I'm going to add custom paintings with the BiblioCraft mod, but for now this is what I've put here. There's a little cookie jar, so maybe they'll say like, help yourself to a cookie I have on my kitchen counter. This is the bathroom, which I was actually really proud of myself that I was able to make these curtains. They're just done with the Carpenter blocks mod. That has this garage door, and then you're able to chisel it. So I used wool and did like the quartz pillar chisel pattern, and it kind of looks like curtains, which I think was a good touch, especially if you're in the bathroom, because like who wants to shower with the entire town able to see through your window? So that's there. And then we have a small little table because the mayor is just gonna live by themselves. They're not gonna have anybody else living here. And then so like there's just a chair for them and like one friend or something. Also why there's a single bed instead of a double bed. This is the bedroom. There's a little radio, which actually plays music, and I didn't know, and I don't know how to turn that off, so I guess we're just gonna have that on because I don't know how to get rid of that. So let's just listen to Cat. So yeah, the mayor is going to be very into like books and not really needing like a TV or any type of entertainment other than reading or listening to the radio. And then there's a little balcony out here with just like a bird bath and a couple chairs, just a little bit of a decoration. And then there's obviously the signs that say like town hall and everything. I'm actually going to turn that all the way off because I don't really want to listen to it right now. So oh, it's still going, so that didn't work. The next thing that I did is the train or subway station, and I was originally just going to have it be a subway, but then I was like, they've got these really cute trains in the Trailcraft mod that would be just adorable. So I've got the train that I'm going to have all planned out, but I'm not going to put it in until the railways are all completed. And then I have some redstone hooked up to certain tracks. So this is like the launch pad track, and then this here is for a stock car, which will allow you to transport mobs or villagers or anything on the train. So if someone has like a request to like transport them, or you want to move someone from one island to another, this would be a good way to do it, especially if you're going to multiple different stops on the way. So there's these different buttons here. So this one, you have to press the button when you're ready to go and then start the train. So you press the button and then that like activates this track under here, and then you can start the train if you have fuel in and everything. So that's that. And then this way, or it's all going to be like one way, so you do have to go to like every single stop. If you are planning to go like around to the beach, you have to stop at the mountains first, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's kind of like the way subway stations are in real life. So yeah, and then if you have anyone in the stock car, you would push like this button to eject them out and everything like that. And then these stairs go up to the exit on the mountains. And then I've connected it from the mountains to the beach, and then I think that's all I've done so far, because I do want to kind of try to connect it maybe to the desert, and I was thinking of possibly having like a neighboring village sort of up here where you could kind of ask villagers to move in from that village, and something like that. I haven't really decided. The next thing I created was this bank because I wanted to have like an economy system, and the only coins or money in this come from the NPC or the custom NPC mod, and these are not craftable in any way. So we do have to have some sort of bank to be able to get the coins, and I figured we would just trade them for, or trade like gold nuggets or iron nuggets for gold coins or iron coins, that kind of thing. So these are going to be where the bankers are, and I kind of feel like doing it where there's two like brothers, I think is what I had planned for like the bankers. So one of them would trade the nuggets for the coins, and the other one would trade like different like coins for coins. So like 10 of one kind of coin for one of a different kind of coin, that sort of thing. And then this store has a code as well, so that as you get more comfortable or more acquainted with the bankers, they will allow you to come in this way. And then the bankers also will live upstairs. So there's these trapdoors to get up to their house, and I really like their house. I think it's really cool. It's kind of small and compact, but also just really nice, I think. So there's just this little kitchen, which is actually a really spacious kitchen. I need to stop placing blocks. Really spacious kitchen with a little bar stools here, a nice dining room table. They've got a nice little computer section over here, and then a TV as well. And then their bedrooms are actually up on these lofts, I guess they would call them. So you open the door like that, and then there's like one side, and then this would be the other side over here. And I kind of decided to make them sort of into science, so that's why there's like a microscope and a globe over there, because they're very like intellectual and studious and everything. So yeah, that's their house for the most part. Then there is like a bathroom in this area, again with the curtains. But yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to this house. And then there is a vault area down in the basement for like, probably like the mayor would have a vault, and maybe like a rich family would have a vault, and then eventually you would be able to get a vault for like extra storage or money that you want to keep in here, that kind of thing. And then each of the doors would have separate codes. So like if the mayor sent you on a quest to go get her like 100 gold coins from her vault, then you would be able to unlock her vault. Like she'd give you the code to unlock her vault. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that there is with the bank. The next building I created was this hotel over here, because I figured for villagers that you are not, or that don't have houses yet, you need to have somewhere for them to stay. And also this is a way to get villagers, because I'm still undecided if I want to have a neighboring village. So this is a way for us to get villagers. So there'll be someone here at the front desk who will kind of explain everything to you. But first, let's go up into the elevator, which is actually a functioning elevator. So there is a chest with mine carts down here. You take a mine cart, you put a villager in it. In this case, I'll just put myself in it. And then you select the floor that you want to go on. So let's say I want to go to floor 2. Then I hold forward and push the button, and it takes me up to floor 2, and then I can get out. And then if you had a villager in there, you would push this button, which would launch them, or actually that button puts them in the minecart, puts the nearest mob or player in the minecart, and then to get them out, you would just break the minecart. And then let's say I want to go up to the rooftop. We would go up all the way to the top. And this one is kind of broken, and I'm not sure why, because I did it the same way as the other ones, but for some reason it doesn't actually push you out onto this track. You just kind of have to jump off. But the rooftop is very bare, and it's kind of the intention that the bellhop or front desk clerk down in the lobby would ask you to come up here and decorate it along kind of like the town square where it's like you get to have your own personal touch to it. So that's pretty much that. Let me show you inside the rooms. Both of the floors are the same. There are only 6 rooms in the hotel. But let's see. So these 2 rooms on either side are the exact same, just mirrored. So it's, you come in and there's a little tiny kitchen and a small little living space. This over here is a tiny bathroom. Because again, it's not like it's an apartment, it's just a hotel, and then there's a bed, some cabinets for some storage, and then some shelves so that if a villager has personal belongings, they can place them in the shelves. And then this one is a little bit more luxurious, so maybe if there was like 2 people who were like spouses or friends or something who were living together, there's a little TV with a couch, the bedroom is in here. The kitchen is over here. The bathroom is slightly bigger and has a tub as well as a shower. And then they do have a little bit of a balcony out here that they can sit and look out onto the town. But yeah, that's all the rooms. They're all the same on the next floor down. So let me just head down there. And let me put this minecart back in the chest. So there are these little gates on either side to get back here. And then the way you get villagers in this hotel is there's this button over here which will spawn about 5 to 6 villagers in the immediate area. So right now the textures are messed up. I know, I'll fix it soon, or I'm in the process of fixing it. But you spawn them in and you can take them up to a room if you want, or you can just leave them here because really it doesn't matter that much. And then you're able to kind of build houses for them or build shops or anything along those lines. And then I thought, well, if someone like me a little bit is having trouble coming up with ideas, what are they gonna do? Like, you don't want them to get bored of the town aspect, you know, you want them to fill out the town. How are they gonna come up with ideas? So then I decided I wanted to make a sort of idea generator almost, which is kind of where I left off before I decided, hey, I think this kind of would make a pretty good series. So this building is obviously not finished in the slightest. I kind of decided that it might be a workshop, possibly, like someone who's like a carpenter or a toolsmith or something, I don't really know, would have this little workshop here where they would make like furniture or make, I don't know, I haven't thought that far ahead, but I put a deco bench in here, an architect's saw bench, and then just a normal crafting table. And then I could put like just some other little tables with maybe like some stairs or chair, like a chair or something on it to kind of show that like they were working on it. And then over in this section would be my idea generator, which I would just use normal basic redstone for. And so like there would be a category for whether it's a residential lot or a shop or a community lot. And then there would be kind of the person's interests or color. Wait, what was I gonna do? I think there was, the next one was gonna be like colors that they like, so you could choose however many colors you want for them to have their house in those colors. And then there's kind of a style choice where it's like nature related or spooky or cute or sort of like the build style of whatever build you're gonna go with, or the decor style, something along those lines. So because I thought it's kind of hard to just spawn in a villager and be like, okay, you're gonna be this person who owns this shop, who likes these things. Like, it kind of would be easier to come in here and press a button and figure out what they're going to do. And like, that's can only be if you're like stuck on ideas, or you can do it like every time and just do a random thing for each one. But that's kind of the premise of that. And that's where I've pretty much left off with this world, is that I need to figure out what to do with this building, because right now I'm kind of struggling to come up with an idea for this building or come up with a design. So I think that's the thing that I'm stuck on right now. I might kind of try to finish the exterior of the building a little bit just to get it completed. And then I don't know, you guys maybe could leave some suggestions for what this building could be for that's related to the idea of having the idea generators, because I don't want to just have it be like an ice cream shop and then all of a sudden in the back corner there's like, hey, press this if you're stuck on a build idea. Like, I want it to be kind of related, which is why I sort of thought of like a workshop. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's just about it that I've already completed. And those are the mountains, and I do want to make them quite a bit taller. But I just kind of did a prototype mountain, I guess you could call it. And then originally these were all going to be the cherry blossom grove, and then I figured it kind of would be nice to have each thing have like a different color. So like the farming island is a little bit more of a yellowish green, sort of like if there was hay or wheat or something grown in the grass. And then the mountains are kind of a deep, rich green. The beach is a nice bright green, and then the player island is the only reason this is this color is because it's the mushroom island for the safety purposes. And then I really like the light green, like mint grass that we have in the main town area. So that's pretty much that. Let me go ahead. I have this backpack on, which has my stuff in it that I don't want to lose if I ever clear my inventory, because my inventory gets quite full quite quickly. So sometimes I just want to like clear it all out, but then there's stuff that I don't want to lose when I do that. So this, let me clear out my inventory right now because it's very cluttered. So let me just, boop. Okay, it's gone. So let me get my world edit axe back though, because I do like having that. So let's see, I think these are my most important items. So this big writing book, I'm going to have a kind of adventurer's notebook, as it's called, for the player when they first arrive in Pixie Vale, which is the temporary name for the town, and then you would be able to choose your own town name as you go. But so you would put your name in this slot down here, and then you could kind of write notes, like once you learn the mayor's code to get into her house, you could write it down so you don't forget it. Or if you have like a plan for a building that you want to do, you can write it down. I think it would be, and then also it will have some preloaded information in it of like different areas of the town and who can help you with what type of thing. That's kind of the premise of this. And then this clipboard here is my checklist of different things that I want to build. And it's not completely updated, but it's kind of there. So the first page, town center and town hall have been completed. The player's house island thing has not. Some of the train stations have, but I haven't checked any of them off because they're not linked up yet. I want to do like a mine area where the player can go and mine for ores. The bank is completed. The wizard or thaumaturge's tower, witchery hut, Ars Magica arena, a forestry greenhouse, a Botania garden, an orchard / garden, which is more of like the traditional sense of like a farm, basically. An animal farm, and some stables are what I have listed as of right now. And then I will also put in, since I completed this already, the hotel. You can go ahead and click that. And then also workshop / idea place, which I have not completed, so I will not check that off. But let me show you where I plan to have a mine shaft. So if you come down this hill here, this side of the hill will be dug out, and then there will be a mine shaft going down that way. And then the Botania garden is going to be somewhere along here. The Ars Magica arena, I thought kind of down in this place, this kind of valley almost. It's sort of hidden away. And then forestry is either going to be up here or on the farming island itself. And then, yeah, I think that's really all I've gotten done so far. So I think next episode I might do some more building or something along those lines. But for now, I think this is a pretty good start to this series. I've kind of given you a tour of everything Please leave me some suggestions down below for different things I could build in this world, and like, keep in mind, this is not me building for the sake of me just building whatever I want to. It has to kind of go along with the storyline. So like, I have a town hall because you need to talk to the mayor to get quests about moving in people and everything like that. I have a hotel so that the villagers that you do move in can have a place to stay when their houses aren't done. I have a bank so that you can get money for your quests. And then I have a workshop so that you can have a place to work on like deco bench stuff or architecture stuff, and also a place to get ideas if you're stuck. I have the train stations to transport you from one island to the next. So it's not like I just built a roller coaster because I wanted a roller coaster. So keep that in mind when you're suggesting things. I might do some of it, like if it is stuff like build a roller coaster, like I could do it once I'm playing the series for myself, but that won't be until everything that I want in the starting game is complete. So that means like every single island needs to be addressed. So I think maybe next time I will finish the little workshop here, and I will also try to maybe start on the player island, or maybe some of the bridges connecting the islands, because that's also a very important thing to have. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give me a like on this video, and if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time for the next episode of whatever the heck this series is going to be called.